Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining. I know everyone is crazy busy. How are we doing today?
Very well. You?
I'm good. I'm pretty excited. I have my pen and notepad to take notes. You know, I'm learning as well. So you guys are going to teach us today.
That's interesting.
Yes. I'm so excited. I've not had sleep. I keep counting down, checking the calendar, checking my clock. Team X, Team Y, ready to learn from you today. So, according to the Scrum guide, the daily Scrum is one of the major Scrum events. And some people look at it as a mini planning session because it helps the team inspect progress and alignment towards the sprint goal. So I'll just read briefly what the expectation is from the Scrum guide. The purpose of the daily Scrum is to inspect progress towards the sprint goal and adapt the sprint backlog as necessary, adjusting the upcoming planned work. The daily Scrum is a 15-minute event for the developers of the Scrum team. To reduce complexity, it is held at the same time and place every working day of the sprint. If the product owner or Scrum Master are actively working on items in the sprint backlog, they participate as developers. The developers can select whatever structure and techniques they want, as long as their daily Scrum focuses on progress towards the sprint goal and produces an actionable plan for the next day of work. This creates focus and improves self-management. Daily Scrums improve communications, identify impediments, promote quick decision-making, and consequently eliminate the need for other meetings. The daily Scrum is not the only time developers are allowed to adjust their plan. They often meet throughout the day for more detailed discussions about adapting or replanning the rest of the sprint's work. Having said this, I hope this gives some insight as to what is expected in today's call. I'll just, for those who are not fully aware what Team X and Team Y are working on, I'll just review that and let us know shortly. So, the task for Team X. Team X and Team Y are actually working for a digital agency that helps provide mobile app and web app or web development solutions to various companies in different sectors. For Team X, an e-commerce company needs a mobile app to boost their operational efficiency by tracking the clock in and clock out times of workers at their warehouse. They had recently noticed that a lot of workers come whenever they want to come and leave whenever they want to leave, and that's seriously impacting the business negatively. So they need an e-commerce solution that would help. They need a mobile app solution that would help ensure that the workers are there at the right time so that their business doesn't suffer for it. For Team Y, a logistics company needs a mobile app that can generate revenue from transporting both passengers and goods. It's actually similar to what Uber does, but the difference now is that apart from focusing on only the passengers, Team Y also needs to take advantage of the empty space in the trunk of their vehicles to make sure that they can also use that empty space to transport goods. So these are the metrics that we're going to judge them by as the audience. And I can see that we have a lot of participants on the mural board. So please, let's feel free to use the mural link that was posted on the Scrum Hub chat so that we can have full anonymous participation and they can get the best out of this session. This would be the parameters I will be judging them by. And we're also going to be using an agility health radar to also judge them. The black boxes are for Team X feedback, and then the yellow boxes are for Team Y. So having said all this, can we see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'll stop sharing now and hand the button over to Team X. Thank you.
Please, can we get access to sharing?
Joe, please advise. Okay, I think you should have access now.
Okay.
Not to find guys on topic already.
Hello, guys. How is everyone doing today? And I hope everyone is doing great. Team X, are we there?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up? Hi, good evening.
How are you guys doing today?
Hello.
Good.
Good.
You?
Jovita, I'm okay. Jovita, I'm hearing that it's already full-blown summer in Houston already.
Yes, it is. It is pretty warm. It's pretty warm. You guys all up there, calm down, get some warmth. We're enjoying the weather already.
Our weather here is still bipolar, unfortunately, but yeah, what it is. Yeah. All right, guys. I want to use the opportunity to welcome you guys to our daily Scrum meeting. As we all know, we do this at the same time, same place, every working day, and it's usually a 15-minute time frame meeting. We do this. Why we do this meeting really is to help the team with collaboration and to know the progress everyone is making, and also to bring to our attention any impediments that any of us might be facing. Everyone will have a goal at informing the team of what they did yesterday, what they want to be working on today, and any blockers preventing them from continuing their job. Well, I would like to go first. Laura, I think I saw your email last night on your expired license for JavaScript. And first thing this morning, I spoke to the providers. They said they'll be sending you a new key before 12 noon today. So please, once they do that, I'll show it to you. Is that okay?
Yeah, that would be great because that's what's holding me back for now. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So who would like to go next, please?
Oh yeah, I can go. Okay, so as you can see, I flagged on Jira that I have an impediment. I have a blocker. So the issue is that I've been working on the user story on linking email platform to the app, and I ran into this issue, and it's blocking me from linking the Google email platform. So I just need some help with that, some workaround.
Oh, this one that I.
Okay. Yes, Nicola.
Yeah, actually, I'll be able to help you with that because I actually have worked on a similar issue in my last project. I had that same issue and I was able to resolve it, but with some workarounds.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're
a lifesaver.
That's what we're here for.
Nicola, thank you so much. You see, this is one of the reasons why I like this thing. You guys are so resourceful. So Amara, Nicola, please, I'll need you guys to wait behind after the meeting at the parking lot so that we can just get this issue resolved. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Would anybody like to go next, please?
Yeah, I think I'll go next. So I'm currently working on writing the code for creating an account, and I should be done by end of day today. The reason why it took me some time is because earlier on I had some glitches, which my system kept on erasing the code. Okay. So, but you helped me resolve that, so I'm back on track. Thank you for that.
Man, it's my pleasure, man. That's good to hear. Does everyone want to go next?
Yeah. Just as you mentioned earlier concerning the JavaScript, that's just what's holding me back. I was already working on the user story for creating the username and password, and I should be done with that by the end of the day if I'm able to get the new license or not before 12 noon.
Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. for your participation and contribution to this meeting. Please, I need you guys to remember that one of the Scrum values is focus. And as such, if anyone comes to you to work on something that's not this particular sprint backlog, please send them to me. Additionally, you don't need to wait for daily Scrum to flag an impediment should the case to find one. Once you encounter an issue, please go ahead and flag immediately. Would anybody like to add any other thing before we close up this meeting?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. So on that note, this meeting is now closed. You guys go and continue to be awesome. I'll see you guys at 2 p.m. for our product backlog refinements.
All right. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Kelechi.
Yes, please go ahead with your backlog refinement.
All right, guys. So, pam 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 pam. Banana, 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 pam 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 pam. Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for actively participating in the meeting. Welcome, guys, everybody. I want to welcome you guys to our product backlog refinement meeting. You guys sounded very upbeat in the morning. I hope you guys still feel the same way this afternoon.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Yeah. And then before we go, Noah, quickly, I don't know if I sent the JavaScript key to you to solve the issue. I don't know if you got that.
Oh, yes, I've gotten it and I'm currently back on track.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Perfect. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Okay. Welcome to the product meeting again. It's going to be a 2-hour time box meeting. We're going to attempt to clarify and split the higher priority product backlog items for the next sprint. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'd like us to recall that any work that represents value or consumes time and attention from the team may be worth listing on our product backlog. Also important to note that one of the major objectives of this meeting is to create stories that are independent, that are negotiable, that are valuable, that are estimable, small, and testable. I'm pretty sure this sounds familiar. Is the investment criteria. I'm sure it's familiar to everybody here.
Yes, the invest criteria.
Yeah. So our product owner, Jovita, please, would you like to start by telling us your priorities?
Yes. Color, can you show the backlog, please? Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So based on the product vision and the client's needs, here are my priority items for the next sprint.
Okay.
Log in and log out to be able to clock in and out also. To recover password and username anytime one forgets it. To generate a QR generation and the ability to use front camera to scan. Wait a minute. The login and out user story is very pertinent to the stakeholders. This should have been in the current sprint. Is there any way it can be accommodated?
To be honest, this is not something that we usually encourage because it leads to scope creep. It's not really the best practice usually would be for the team to know beforehand what they are committing to in a sprint. But however, let's see if we can find a way around it. So I'm just going to ask you a quick question. Is there any user story in the current sprint that you think is of less priority?
Yes. We can move the user story about integrating time zone to the next sprint.
This one?
Yes. No.
Yeah, this one. Okay.
And then bring the one, yes, clock in and out to this sprint. Yes, please.
Okay. Is that okay?
Yes, it looks good to me.
To the guys in the team, I also have asked you guys though, is this okay with you guys, like the change? Are you guys comfortable with this change?
Yes,
sure,
yes,
we're good with it.
Yeah,
Well, my apologies,
because we haven't actually.
Go ahead.
Actually, we haven't started working on this user story that they removed from this current sprint, so that's okay.
Okay. My apologies to you guys. Should have asked you guys before I made before I moved it. But since you guys are okay, I think we're good. Anyway.
As for me, I'm just a tester, so I'm not sure I have much value to add to this meeting.
Come on, man. Don't say that. Listen, man, this is a Scrum development team that are all collectively responsible for each other. Plus, this is also a cross-functional team where everyone's expertise and input is essential and very much appreciated. So I need you to know that you are as important as anybody in this meeting. Okay?
Yeah,
so
that's fine. Thank you.
So we need you pretty much.
No problem.
All right. So because of time, I'll suggest that we'll focus on the estimating the top backlog items for now. Is that okay, guys?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So if you go to your to the chart, I've sent you guys a link so that we can do the estimations.
Okay.
Are you guys there?
Yeah, we're here now.
Yes, we're here.
So for the first story, recover password and username. Just before we go ahead and do our estimate, is there any clarifications or any adjustments whatsoever that you guys want to make to this particular user story?
Okay, please can you just quickly go to the DOD and DOR and just confirm?
Okay.
Yeah, conference.
One second.
Board.
No, I mean on Confluence, please. Confluence.
Okay.
Oh, no, actually, it's in project pages. It's actually in the project pages. Yeah. Yeah, under the team working agreement.
Under the team, okay.
No, it's done. It's down. You just saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this looks good. Okay.
I'm okay with our DOD and DOL.
Yes.
Good.
Yes, I'm okay with it.
Okay. All right. So can we go ahead with our estimation now?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, we
right.
can go ahead.
Like I said, I sent you guys the link. If you can just go to the link so that we can just do that quickly. But like I said, are these stories, do anyone have any clarification whatsoever or any adjustment to the user stories before we do our estimations?
This particular user story, I don't have anything. This recover password and username.
So yes, me too. Yeah, that's categorized. It has a lot of details for me, so I'm good.
Yeah, neither do I.
Perfect. All right then. So let's go ahead and do our estimations.
Okay.
Oh, Nicola, why did you choose 5?
Well, this is very sensitive information. This is for a company, and the employees, if they forget their username and password, we need to send. They need to answer, some questions that were pre-recorded when they were creating their account, and and we have to link with our system to see whether those questions have been answered correctly before we kind of give them, access to the page, so to the app again. So I think that, this is because it's very sensitive information. We need to write a lot of complex code to secure that sensitive information.
Laura and Nama, would any of you like to just tell us what you chose?
Oh yeah, I chose 3 because I've worked on this a couple of times, and I have a workaround on this, and it won't require more than 3 points effort to be able to get this done.
Yeah, I feel 3 points is good enough for this because it's not as complex as creating a password and username.
Nicola, have your team or colleagues in any way kind of persuaded you towards changing your mind, or you still insisting on 5?
Well, actually, yes, because Amara just said that she's done it before. So obviously it would be much easier, since she has the experience and she can, guide us or do this particular story. So yes, I think I'm more persuaded to do towards the 3 instead of the 5.
All right, then. So I just sent you guys another. I just did a reset, so you guys can we do your estimates again, if we all agree on that. Perfect. All right, so we're going to be going to the next story. Just give me 1 second here.
Okay.
So the next story we have is generate QR code and use front-facing camera to scan code. So before you guys estimate, any clarifications, any adjustments, any question on the acceptance criteria, please feel free to say it out.
I don't have any at this time. I think it's okay.
No. Yeah, I'm good.
You're good, Samara?
Yes.
All right then. Can we choose our estimation?
Nicola.
Actually, I'm finding it difficult to estimate this user story. I feel it's too big to be in one user story. Is it possible we can split it?
Oh yeah, that's true. I totally agree.
What do you guys think in the team? Do you guys share our opinion?
I was thinking so myself.
Okay, so if that's the case, then how would you guys like us to split it?
Maybe one user story would be for the QR generation, and the other one would be about integrating the camera to be able to scan the QR code.
Oh, that seems much better. I think I agree with that.
So if I get your point, so one user story be to generate the QR code, and the second user story be using the front camera to scan.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
Okay. Jovita, is that okay with you? Do you agree with this?
Yes, I do. It's fine. It's fine by me. As long as both of them are in the same sprint.
Okay, so we can split it as long as when they're going to be on the same sprint. That's okay.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. I've taken all of that, and then I'll modify the product backlog accordingly. Because of time, we'll stop our estimation here. Guys, I would just like this opportunity to let you all know how amazing it is working with you guys. You guys are so resourceful. I've been in Scrum for almost 6 years now, and you guys have to be one of the teams that I've enjoyed working with. Would you guys like to add any other thing before we close this meeting?
No, I think I'm good.
No,
I'm good.
Thank you
from me.
much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We also enjoy working with you.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. So on that note, this meeting is closed. Go and continue being awesome. All right, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. Is this Team X for real? Like, this is a huge transformation.
Awesome.
I actually flew away. You guys blew me away. I'm actually flying right now. I can't believe how fast you guys took the feedback given to you 2 days ago and transformed. I'll take 2 comments, 2 very short comments. After I read out what I noted down, just because of time, because we have 15 minutes before we get to the next team. So the first thing I noticed was the reason and intention of the ceremony was discussed, was mentioned by the Scrum Master. That was a plus. Impediment of Laura was recognized for the expired license. That was a plus. The Scrum Master is aware of the issue and brought it to the meeting and talked briefly on it, didn't waste time on it. That was a plus. Jira flag functionality was demonstrated by Amara. That was a plus. Nicola thanked the team for resolving the issue. That encouraged team bonding. That was a plus. Ayola talked about the Jira script issue straight to the point without wasting time, recognizing that the daily Scrum is only a 15-minute time boxed event, and you guys worked within that time box. That was a plus. You guys were very careful to avoid distraction, and the Scrum Master talked about the need for anybody having any side discussions to direct those distractions to him. That was a plus. The collaboration tool used was not mentioned, but I think I heard at some point in between the lines where you guys mentioned that the daily Scrum is not the only venue for discussion, so feel free to carry the discussions after the meeting. That was a plus. Invest criteria, not investment criteria. Point of correction. Someone in the team also corrected that. That was a plus. Jira board is neat and tidy from the, no, so now I've moved to the backlog refinement feedback. Jira board looked neat and tidy, and the user stories showed value and were attached to colorful epics. That was a plus. Scrum Master boosted the morale of the team members when someone was feeling like they were not equal with the others. That was a plus because it's part of the Scrum Master's responsibility to make sure that there's a level playing field and everyone is feeling equal, because there's no one is more important than any other person in the Scrum team. That was a plus. Made the team a level playing ground. That was a plus. Confluence page looked great. I didn't really seem to see the names of the team members on the Confluence page. There was definition of done, definition of ready. That was a plus. They understand what is expected from a backlog refinement session. That was a plus. But on the Confluence page, I noticed that there was no explanation of what the Fibonacci number stood for. So I saw that during your planning poker session, you did 1, 2, 3, 5, which is Fibonacci, but there was no explanation or as to what 1, 2, 3, 5, 13, 8, what those numbers meant, right? On your Confluence page, let it be clearly stated so that if anyone is new on the team, they can be able to quickly understand what a story point 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13 mean. So it's always good for them to know what those numbers mean in terms of complexity, effort, bug fixes, and administrative overhead. Did you guys notice that Team X worked very well with time this time? Last time they struggled with the time box, but with this short time, they were able to do both daily Scrum and the backlog refinement. That's because now they are getting a bearing of the importance of sequence and focus. They recognize the need to break down complex tasks. That was a plus. Amazing work, guys. See you on Tuesday for your sprint review. And on that sprint review session, please, we would like to see your Figma and balsamic designs, because so far we haven't seen that yet. So overall, I'll say well done, guys. So I'll just move now to the mural board, and then I will also take 2 comments. I can see that a lot of mouse clicks are happening on the mural board. So I'll just share that with us. Okay. Can we see my screen?
Yep, we can.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay. So, okay, thank you. I'm noticing that there's no comment yet on the black rectangles. I don't know if it's from my end or if people are not too sure how mural works. Maybe I should zoom in. Okay, there are no comments here. Looks like
I think there's a comment down.
Down? Okay,
Down.
Can you guys pull it up, please? Down where?
I saw a comment on the black boxes. Yeah, here.
Left?
Yeah, under Team X.
Oh, okay. Yeah, spot on. Thank you. Oh, fantastic. Great work for Scrum Master and collaborative team. Okay, so I'll just take 2 more comments because we have until 8:45 before Team Y comes into the picture.
Okay. I'm gonna just say this. Was it Kola that was the Scrum Master?
Yes,
Mr. Kola?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I loved the end because hey, it's not an easy meeting to come to, and the way you gave kudos to your team members, you made them feel like, oh, next backlog refinement, I'm definitely gonna be there. So the kudos and just giving your team that excitement. You didn't come to the meeting feeling like tired because you've been meeting with the product owner and discussing the backlog and bringing the priority user stories to the meeting. You sounded excited. You sounded like you love doing what you do, and your team also felt that energy. And at the end of the day, you also said, "Great work, everybody." It was amazing. You guys did phenomenal. So good job to you, Scrum Master. You're already playing that role so well, and you exhibited it in a phenomenal way. So great work.
Oh, who's cutting onions? Thank you.
Oh my God, Kala, I feel like you're also ready for interviews. Honestly, the way you guys are going, this team.
Yes, because another thing you guys need to realize is personality is key. When you're doing your interviews and you sound enthusiastic about the role, you have the energy, they laugh, you make a little bit of joke here and there. You say things like, I'm agile about agile, they laugh, they giggle a little. That can just be the winning point for you. So, have that energy there. So great work, everybody.
Thank you, RT, for joining that in.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, RTE. This is very good feedback. So what I'm just going to do now is I'm going to zoom in to this wheel and ask the audience what they feel. In terms of clarity, how well, on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you say, or what would you write, rather, anonymous writing? What would you put here for Team X? Please feel free to use the link, the mural link, to put a score for them in this rectangle for clarity. This orange segment is called clarity. Yeah, I can see some people typing in some numbers for clarity. Okay, I can see 5 there. Okay. So they've given you guys 5/5. Okay, so for performance, what would you say is the score for performance for Team X? You can use this box. Okay, someone rated you guys 4.5. They feel like there's some room for improvement. Okay, that would be for performance. You guys are doing amazing, guys. Okay, so for leadership, please use this box. What would you rate Team X in terms of leadership? Did the product owner know what they're doing? What do you feel like there was leadership in those 2 ceremonies? Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Has anyone scored Team X for leadership? I can't see any numbers yet. Vote, guys, please vote. So, okay. Okay, I can't see any numbers for Team X, but I'll move to the next one now. So for culture, how would you rate Team X for culture? Oh, someone rated culture leadership 5 here. So okay, so I'll just put leadership 5. Wow. So for culture, what would you say is the score for Team X? Culture, this is the one for culture, and then this is the one for foundation. What does culture mean? Culture means that there is a culture of trust and respect, collaboration, happiness, accountability, creativity, and innovation. Okay, has someone voted for culture? No, not yet. Culture. Okay, someone put 4 for culture. Okay. Okay, so for foundation, foundation is about sustainable. Do you feel like this team is on a sustainable pace to achieving their minimum viable product? Do you feel like there's self-organization, the meetings are effective, they're knowledgeable and they have their skills? In terms of the number of people, do you feel like 5 people was enough for them to get this done? What do you feel about the workplace for Team X? Scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the highest. Okay, someone put 4.75 for foundation. Okay, that brings us to the end of this agility radar. Thank you everyone for participating. So we have 7 more minutes. I'll move now to Team Y so that at the end of the meeting, if we still have time, we can touch on some interview questions. I can open a job description. I think I shared one job description earlier today. So I'll just open that and then I'll ask Team X and Y if they feel like they can do any of those job descriptions mentioned there. Okay, so Team Y, over to you. I know you're working on a logistics company, mobile application for a logistics company. So please, over to you. If you can just tell us what you're working on so that those who joined later can catch up. Thank you. I'll stop sharing from my end now.
Hi, good day, everyone.
Good day, how are you doing today?
Hi, Jam.
Hi, thank you. Okay, first of all, I'm just going to remind everybody what we're working on. So we're working on a logistics application, which can not only transport humans, but also transport goods from one place to another. So, good day, everybody.
You're welcome.
Hi, Jamila. How you doing?
Fine, it's good to see your lovely faces today. No need to ask you guys how you're doing. I can see everybody is really excited today.
Yes. We are.
I'm so glad.
And I've been seeing all your emails. Thank you for keeping up to date and sending me all your progress and everything. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are doing excellently well. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamila.
So as you know, our daily stand-up again. Thank you for keeping to time as always. So I just want to know what has been going on so far. So you guys will just need to let me know what you did yesterday, what you did today, and whatever impediments will not allow you to meet your sprint goal. So I'm just going to be passing the baton over. So hi, Anthony.
Hi, Jam.
So do you want to let us know what's happening?
Okay, yeah. So what I did was to prepare the logo, which will be the brand identifier for the app, such that a user can readily identify the app if they come across it, the branding. So that's what I have done. I'm currently testing it, but before the day runs out, I should be able to complete the testing and be sure that everything is all right and move the task to done. So that's what I have no impediment so far.
Oh, okay, that's good. I got your email on the logo, so I don't know if every other person got it, but apparently it's looking extremely really good right now, and should I say I'm super proud of us?
I saw that as well. It's quite
Please
impressive.
feel free.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to show you guys the logo Anthony sent to me. It's really beautiful, like, and trust me, stakeholders were really like, oh, he's good. And I'm like, yes, that's my team. We're digging it. So, okay, so before it comes up, I'm just going to hear from Abby. Abby, you want to tell us what's been going on?
Yes. So yesterday I was able to work on the layout for the email and the password sections, such that users will be able to input that seamlessly. So right now I'm waiting on QA for that. And then for the login field, though, I still have that in progress because I did work on that yesterday, but I was experiencing a blocker on that. So I wasn't able to move to the other, environment for that. I did reach out to a stakeholder though, and I would just, maybe hook up with you after in the parking lot so that you can, help me with that so I can move to testing.
Okay, so I'm just gonna put that down. So we'll talk about that much later. Is that fine?
Sure, please.
Okay, so Joel. Hi, Joel.
Hi, how you doing today?
I'm fine. As you can see, I'm excited.
Okay, yeah, the project has been quite exciting for me. Basically, I've been working on the user interface, and along the way, I had a little impediment regarding the terms and condition from my end, but it turned good enough. I had spoken to you about it, and Tony readily came on hand to give me assistance, and I'm good with that now. Then, of course, in the user interface that I'm working on.
Okay, so I just want to, so are you saying like concerning the terms and conditions is on testing now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I'm just going to move it to testing.
Yes, that's pretty fine.
Okay.
Because we needed to clarify what the stakeholders really want in terms of the legal terms. That has been sorted out, and yeah, we are good with that.
Oh, okay. So you're good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you guys.
Wow, this is nice.
This is
right?
amazing.
Very nice. Very nice. Well
so
done,
you
Joel.
guys, can we clap ourselves now?
Yay.
No, that's it.
Awesome.
Looking good.
Okay. Thank you guys for always keeping to time. Thank you for showcasing and especially for communicating always. So in case you guys will need anything, we can always talk at the parking lot and also exchange emails.
Sure, we've got it together back, and it's been an amazing team.
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you guys for coming for today's stand-up. I hope you guys have a nice day and enjoy the rest of the day, okay?
You too, James.
All right. Thank you, James.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Can we go over to our Sprint Backlog Refinement, Kelechi?
Oh, sure.
Oh, we are
Go
ready.
ahead.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun.
Now we're in.
Okay. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, James.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Jam.
Anthony.
Yeah.
It feels like you gave me my name.
I'm coming for some of that puff I saw you eating earlier.
Oh, thank you. Don't tell everybody because they're going to ask me for it.
I bet sent to my cubicle. No.
What has been going on? Hope everybody's okay.
Yeah, we are good.
So far, so good.
We're doing great. Thank you.
Okay, so welcome to our Backlog Refinement. Our able Julia, our one and only product owner. How are you?
Very well. Thank you.
Okay, so I just need you to let your team know, rather our team know what's been going on and if we need to work on anything on our backlog stories.
Okay. Yeah, I was just taking a look at what we've done so far, and I was wondering if we could move the user story for application, if we can add that, if it's going to be possible for us to add that to our current sprint, because one of the stakeholders reached out to me and was asking the possibility. So I said I needed to take it back to the team to see how we can make that work. So I'm throwing it open to all of us here, if there's any way we can put that in so that we can get some mileage on it.
I doubt that we'll be able to do that during this sprint though, because we still have some tasks assigned. Or what do you think, Tim?
Yeah,
I
honestly,
think,
those tasks. Go ahead, Joe.
Okay, I think I will align with Tony. Basically, we can take it, but put it in the backlog probably in our next sprint, and we can work on it. What do you guys think?
That's right, because there are still some tasks that have to be completed.
Yeah,
before...
some dependencies. Yes, before the app will be ready for download. Yeah, so it's an important story, but it would only be relevant at a later time. So I guess we can just wait. That's what we think, Jules.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'll be able to relay that back. Okay. Okay, so far I think we're good on that. Maybe I just want to suggest if we can also push the account registration in the next sprint so that we can, we can work on it alongside with this, with the user story we just mentioned.
Okay, are you talking about when we've completed this at the end of this sprint? Once we have the account management set up, then we bring in this one?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
so this should go to the top is what you're saying, correct?
Yes, please. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can we estimate what time, how it's going to work out for the team?
Sure.
Okay, based on the points you're talking about, the points estimation. Yeah.
James, could you please help us move it up to the top so that we see it of high priority?
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you.
So I can see I can see some stories haven't been estimated. So I guess that's why we're having this backlog refinement meeting, right?
Yeah, that's
yeah.
Okay, so do you guys want to go over the estimation?
Awesome, we can do that right away. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's fine.
Great.
Yeah, I'll suggest we start with the ones at the top though. That way they're ready when we come into the next sprint planning.
Okay. So we just go back to our planning focus site. I believe everybody is in.
Yeah, I'm right there now.
Okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay, I can see everybody in. Good job, guys. Thank you. You guys came prepared.
Yeah.
Like you always do.
Trying to be on top of our game.
Thank you so much. Okay, so as a user, I want to be able to log out of the application from my app so that I can log in into another account, right? Okay, so I'm going to focus on this issue now.
Trying to figure out that story because okay.
Okay, guys. Okay, I'll go with Abby. Why did you say 5, please?
Okay, so for that user story, I envisage, about 2 dependencies already, because it's something that I'm quite familiar with this something of this similitude. So that's why I'm taking that into account. So not just the effort, but the dependencies involved as well. That's why I'm giving it a 5.
Joel?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you want to tell me why you went for 3? Yes, please.
Yeah, basically, fine, even considering the dependencies like Abby rightly pointed out, I just feel 3 for me, it's a good estimation. Fine, I'm open to any adjustments if you guys think otherwise.
Yeah, I know you're open to adjustment, but another question I just want to ask, right? So has anybody worked on this thing before, probably like in your previous place of work or during your career? If you can share with us and let us know how, like,
Yeah, for me, basically, this is the first time I'm handling this particular one. That's why, yeah.
This is the first time for me as well. I just feel that it will be an integral part of the work that we will still need to do going forward. So that's why I voted a 5.
Yeah, so in my experience, like I mentioned earlier, I've actually come across, working on something of this similitude. And I know that when you're trying to, work on this, so you're not taking just that application interface that you're working with. So we're also looking at another API, right? Because that system A will need to talk to another system. So that's why, it will take a while. And I'm open to,
I think you're right there. I
right?
think your point is quite valid there.
Yeah, I agree with you, Abby. So
Okay, so we're just gonna vote on the issue again.
Okay.
Okay, thank you very much. We have a consensus now.
Yeah,
yes, we do.
We're just going to vote on the next user story, 24. So okay. Over to you, Abby. Why do you feel like it's 3? Like, why do you feel like?
Honestly, that's the right word. I feel. Yeah, so I haven't, come across this as often, but I mean, over the years, my experience, looking at this as something that, shouldn't take so much effort, and I don't see it requiring, a lot of dependencies. Seems like a straightforward, story that we should be able to achieve in no time. Hence that number.
Okay. So Joel, like, why do you feel is 8? Because that's quite a high number. So
yeah, it is. I strongly believe that in our estimation, we should give it as such, because basically uploading as an end user, if I have to upload my photo to my account for easy recognition, I believe that's another form of authentication in terms of my credentials, because going by what's happening around the world these days, where you've got a lot of scam fraud everywhere, I think having my photo on my account, it's an important part of, it's an integral part, a quite important part of the authentication process. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree
Okay,
with
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So kind of
I agree with
factoring in
that.
the security.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I get it. Now I
Yeah.
get it.
Exactly.
okay, so we'll have to vote again on that, if that's fine. So
Yeah.
Good job, guys.
Thank you, our Igbo SM.
So I consensus now. So based on what we have done so far, we've been able to estimate the user story on account registration. So we still have about 5 to 10 minutes. Is there any particular issue you guys want to still talk about or estimate? Julia?
I think we're good for now. At least I want us to be able to be very thorough in what we're doing and be able to, give positive feedback to the stakeholders in terms of what we have set out to do with all the user stories.
So I just want to ask you guys on a scale of 1 to 10. So how do you feel like we're heading towards our sprint goal? Abby?
So far, I would say we're already at, you said 1 to 10?
Yes, please.
At 7, 8, we're doing quite fine. That's what I believe.
Okay.
On the sprint goal. Yeah.
Anthony?
Yeah, I think I'll be a bit conservative and I'd say maybe a 6 or 7. I'd rather under promise and over deliver, but I think we're going at a steady pace and we should be able to cover it.
Abby?
Honestly, I want to also stay at about 6. I think what would also help would be if we have time as well. If we're able to also get, maybe more prioritization and clarification from product owner on maybe the next one. That way, it's easy for us as developers to, finish this and then we know that we're moving on to the next. I think that would, help us further. We're doing good as it is already, but that would help, I think.
Julia?
Okay, I'll say so far, I would align with what Abby said.
So now it's like team guys against team girls.
Jem, do you have to call that out?
That is basic. We are working as a team. So
no, but we love each other, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's good. It's important to always know where we're headed as a team, right? So it's important to know where we are going to. It's important to always stay united and also communicate and work together. So I really appreciate you guys for this.
That's why we have you here. You've been amazing.
Thank you.
Bond.
Yeah.
Thank you for always giving me feedback. Like it's been good so far. I'm going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10. I would give you guys 8 because
awesome.
You're far too kind. You're far too kind.
Thank you. So, because I've been getting amazing feedbacks from you guys, and I like the fact that you guys are keeping me updated regarding every single issue. And thank you for always coming on time for meetings, and for always being there. So I would see you guys at the next daily stand-up tomorrow, because that's our next meeting. So make sure you enjoy the rest of your day and have a nice day.
We will. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Adios.
Thank you, Team Y. So I'm going to switch things up a little bit. I will start getting the feedback from the audience. I'll go to the mural board first, and then I'll take RTE's comments, and then I'll give my own feedback from my notes. So let me share my screen. Mural board. Voila. Okay. So audience, thank you for being part of this journey with Team X and Team Y. I'll start taking the feedback from you. Let me go to the yellow section. So there are some comments here. Good job in the visual structure depicted for the Scrum meeting. Also like the effort put into the logo. Was just wondering, isn't that an existing company that has a logo? Won't there be a conflict? Well spotted, audience. Thank you. Also, I don't know if it was a lag in Zoom, but some people were talking over each other. Interesting. It's like you guys are reading my notes. Good planning and layout, interesting. Was the PO voting on the story points? Interesting. So these were the feedback received from the yellow sticky notes. RTE, over to you.
Wow, it was a good one. You guys did a good job, Team Y. So I'm gonna start from the daily scrum. Daily scrum, what I noticed for the daily scrum, it was executed really, really good. I like the fact that you waited for everybody to join before starting and you said hi to everybody, acknowledge the people in the room, your team members, ensure that every team member was present. Scrum Master, I just noticed there was a little bit of spoon feeding here. When I say spoon feeding, you were doing majority of the work for your team. Now, you know the goal of a Scrum Master is to get the team in the level where they're self-organizing, self-managing. So when you see that they're updating the updates during the daily Scrum, because it's not daily stand-up, you guys are not reading your Scrum Guide 2020. You see, your coach here has it on the side, daily Scrum, right there on the mural board. So your daily Scrum, Scrum Master, why were you moving the user stories for your team? They were telling you, can you move it? And you were moving it. You have to ensure that your team is independent. So you can't be moving stuff for them on Jira. You have to remind. Sorry,
on that note, the product owner has issues with her laptop. I said it the last time. That's why.
Okay. Well, then if the product owner has issues, I wasn't talking about the product owner. I was talking about your dev team, your developers.
The reason for that basically was she was the one sharing her screen with just the.
Yeah, but you have access. It's a tracking tool, so you have access to it as well. I saw your names all on the board.
Okay. Noted.
Please allow the RTE to give her feedback because my own note is coming.
So in the real life there, everybody has access to Jira, and you're not updating the Scrum Master, you're updating each other. So if your laptop was down, just send a message. You have your communication tool. Send a message while it's going on. Send a message to a team member real quick if they can adjust it, move it to from in progress to ready to merge, or wherever you want it to be moved. Or you could tell the Scrum Master to go ahead and do it for you. But ideally, the Scrum Master will make sure the team is handling that stuff and reminding them. If they can't do it during the daily Scrum, later on in the day when they're finishing what their task, they can do it. That's for your daily Scrum. Another thing I noticed during your refinement, you guys, your Scrum Master, Jam, I saw you do it later, but as they were estimating, you didn't have the story points, you weren't putting it in, and then your daily Scrum, there was no story point on the work that you guys were doing actually. So you guys were giving updates on just the user story with no story points. So I don't know, I didn't know how complex it was. I didn't know how difficult it was. You guys were just giving her update on the user story. There was no story point in those user stories in your active sprint. And then you guys were talking about the sprint goal in your backlog refinement. I don't know if we can actually point out a sprint goal when we're refining the stories. And then the product owner, I thought the Scrum Master was taking over more. Product owner, I heard you here and there, but the specific stories that were of higher priority, I didn't really hear you pin them out. And then you guys were estimating, I didn't really know which user story you guys were estimating. It wasn't clicked on and enlarged to be focused. And then the team didn't really talk about their implementation plan, how they're going to go about it. The product owner didn't really dive deep on that user story either. So it was just the little things that I noticed. But overall, good job. a little bit more collaboration on the tracking tool would be great. And yeah, good job, guys. I like the enthusiasm. The energy was high. And yeah, you guys did good.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, RTE. So team, it's not easy to receive feedback as humans, but I feel like let's use these opportunities as learning points, because to even find people to take time out of their schedule to be here to give feedback, it's a blessing. And you don't want to be corrected by your interviewer, but if you're corrected by our Scrum Hub family, that's still much better if you ask me. So thank you, RTE. Thank you, audience, for your feedback. It's as if you guys were reading my notes. So I'll start reading my notes from my end. High energy, high positivity, great mindset. That's a plus, Team Y. Please, I would like Team Y and Team X to please open their burn down chats, because I think you guys need to understand the implication of not having story points on your sprint backlog. So I'll stop sharing now, and then Jamila, please open your burn down chat. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please open your Jira burn down chat. You go to Jira, go to reports, and let's see your burn down, please.
I'm fine. Sorry.
No worries.
I don't think it would be there because they haven't closed the active sprint, right?
It will be there. It will be there because the sprint has started.
Oh, because the sprint has started. Yeah, okay. It's going to be flat.
It's going to be flat. I want them to see that flatness so that they know the implication of having zero story points.
0, yeah.
Yeah, some actually do have story points in there. So
no, you guys put the story points when you were estimating. Now your active sprint, that's what the coach is talking about. You already have a sprint that has started, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we noticed during the daily Scrum.
I knew that there would be a jump.
Yeah.
Now, you should not have this jump if you had put those story points before starting the sprint, which is what RTE is drawing your attention to. If you had your story points put inside before you clicked on start sprint, you would not have that jump. But this jump is there because you guys started feeding in Jira with the story points after the sprint had started. That's one. So your capacity planning, where is your capacity planning? I saw the calculation somewhere.
I'll have to dig it out, but it's not on Confluence because I use Excel, so I'll have to dig it out.
I think okay, fine. But do you remember the number?
Our average,
I think from the last meeting, we had calculated that for 5 of you, all 5 of you are participating. No, 4 of you participating on the Jira board would have 4 of you will have 8 story points each, which is about 30 something, right?
Yep.
But notice that you guys did not pay attention to what each person's story point is when you guys were putting those stories, right? That's one. 2, your user stories that you put. I asked this question the last meeting, and I think both Team X and Team Y, no one paid attention to what I said. So maybe let me say it again. Okay, so in order to gain full clarity as to what is going on your project, right, you guys need to understand persona mapping. In this particular logistics application, you have 4 different characters, and let me talk to you about those characters. You have your passenger, you have your driver who has to be paid, right, from the app as well. You have your admin who is sitting at the office of TJF Logistics, monitoring everything. You have your trunk users, those people that are not using the car, but they are going to be using the trunk of your vehicle, right? So I was expecting that your user stories will go like this. As a passenger, I want to blah, 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 so that blah, blah, blah. As a driver, I want to blah, 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 so that I would blah, blah, blah. as an admin, I want to blah, 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 so that I will blah, blah, blah. As a trunk user, I want to blah, 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 so that blah, blah, blah. You did not, you lumped everything as a user. Who is the user? We don't know. Okay, so let me go back to my other points before I get carried away. Scrum Master kept commending the team a lot, rather than focusing on the 2 ceremonies. Was Jamila the Scrum Master before? Because I felt like we repeated the same Scrum Master this time. Was Jamila or Abby the Scrum Master before?
Sorry, are we supposed to change?
Are we supposed to change?
Are we supposed to change?
I'm biased towards changing so that everyone has a feel of what the role involves before the end of your 1 month stay together.
But I thought you said
I'm not aware about that.
Well, I thought you mentioned, Kelechi, that we could decide whether we wanted to stick with one role for one sprint and then make a change in the next sprint, or we can change. That's what I interpreted.
Yeah, actually, I think I said that. You're right. But the thing is, I'm changing my mouth now because I want everyone to feel the Scrum Master chair first, how it feels before the 1 month stay together is over. So yeah, just please, in the next one, let's switch the roles a little bit. Your sprint backlog had no story points, but actually you had some story points and some of them were empty. That's why we have this jump on your burn down. So I want you guys to see the implication of not having a good story point assignment on what it does to your burn down. I'll ask a quick question now. On the slope, if you have your red line above the slope, what does it mean?
Are you talking about the ideal line?
Yes, I'm talking about how to interpret a burn down. Yeah. When you have your red line above the ideal line, the guideline, what does it mean?
So it could mean a number of things. So to me, one, it could be that the developers are just, updating their task, moving from to do to in progress, that. 2, it could mean that more work is being introduced during the sprint, or it could also be that maybe there are some blockers that is not allowing, maybe the developers to proceed. I think, that's about some.
Okay.
So it all depends on the nature of the sprint, but yeah.
That's a great answer. So now let me simplify my question. If somebody is ahead of schedule, if the team is ahead of schedule, will it be above or below?
Below.
Below.
Correct. If it's above, then that means they're behind schedule, right?
Correct.
So the farther above they are, the farther away from schedule that they are, right? Correct or wrong?
You're right.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to be sure you guys were aware of what's happening. Okay. Okay. So the logo was designed by Anthony and he sent it only to Jamila. I expected that the team would have been carried along for that discussion rather than.
Oh, we indicated we all saw it. I said so.
Yeah, we just decided to make it.
I acknowledged the receipt of his email.
Okay. And based on what the audience also had mentioned, this team that had already met your agency with their own logo. So why were you guys designing a logo? So that's what in line with what the audience mentioned on the mural board. So user stories were in the correct format, but I would have loved to see you guys break up who those users were through persona mapping. I noticed that you guys had an extra column on your Jira board, which is good. So it shows that you have a hang around Jira now, which is good. Plus, that's a positive. Scrum Master helped to move stories to the testing, showing a bit of spoon feeding and also servant leadership, right? But the thing is, moving those stories, we were not sure whether they had met the definition of done. We were not sure whether they had met the acceptance criteria within them. So it's best to leave each of those stories assigned to the developers for them to do it themselves, because when you know you have succeeded as a Scrum Master is when you can quickly go on vacation and your team will not go haywire. right? Your team should not be used to you doing things for them. A good agile Scrum team is one that is self-managing, one that doesn't need a Scrum master to get the job done, right? So always try and don't be there's something they call Scrum Mommy. Don't be a Scrum Mommy. It has the same acronym as SM, Scrum Master, Scrum Mommy. Don't be a Scrum Mommy. Try and make sure that everyone can stand on their own and take responsibility of their user stories. The team saw the logo. I felt like the team saw the logo for the first time there, but yeah, maybe that's just me. And then for the backlog refinement, okay, for the time box, you guys did very well with the time box. It was within 15 minutes time box, which is good. Backlog refinement, the virtual teams are more difficult to coordinate. So in your resume, in your interviews, try and always talk about the fact that you're comfortable you're comfortable working with both virtual and co-located teams. Because I heard someone mentioning eating puff-puff in the cubicle, which gave an impression of co-located teams. So always try and remember that you're comfortable working both in virtual and co-located teams. The team showed that they were psychologically safe, but I noticed, and the audience also noticed that you guys were talking above each other. I don't think it was Zoom time lag. I think you guys were actually talking above on top of each other. So the Scrum Master, I expected the Scrum Master to bring, like, to draw the attention of the team to allow the other person speak in line with your working agreement. Now, for both teams, this feedback is for both teams. I didn't know which application you guys were designing for. Was it Android or was it iOS? That demarcation was not made, because there are certain things you need to pay attention to when you're working on iOS, and there are certain things you need to pay attention to when you're working on Android. Then another point, stories did not have story. Okay, I've mentioned it. I've mentioned this. All 5 team members participated. I had the feel like that happened. And then I noticed that you guys were very comfortable. Now you're becoming so comfortable using the tools, Planning Poker, Jira, Figma, Confluence, which is a plus. PO had prioritized something. There was no discussion on why that was the priority. And then you guys quickly jumped into Planning Poker, right? So it's always good to listen to the silent noise, right? Reading between the lines. Even it's not about really rushing to touch all the tools. It's about making sure that you're maximizing the use of those ceremonies and the time slots you guys have. Team members talked. Okay, I've mentioned team members talked over each other. Considerations were given to security and the different dimensions as well as usability of the app. So that was a plus sign. Overall, I'll say that's a great session. We had a great session today from you guys. Thank you so much. And looking forward to seeing more designs on Tuesday for your sprint review session. Do you have questions, or does anyone have questions before I move into the job description? No? Okay. Silence, consent. Okay, so let me.
You guys don't be shy. I know the feedback was much, but if you have questions, ask.
I have a question, actually.
It was a great presentation. It was really good.
Thank you very much, RT and Kelechi, for giving us feedback. We really appreciate it. The question I have is, with respect to the persona that you spoke about, I wanted to find out who exactly, let's say, initiates that, and who exactly, who's responsible for doing that, as well as in what meeting, is in the first meeting they bring out that, when exactly do they bring out those personas?
Okay, RT, you want me to go ahead, or you want to go ahead?
Oh, please go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so some people refer to that particular discussion as Sprint Zero, but for me, I'm always about the Scrum Guide. The Scrum Guide doesn't recognize Sprint Zero. That's one. However, in my own experience, it is the PO. The PO owns the product, everything about that product, visibility, clarity, leadership about the product, right? He doesn't lord over the team members, no, but he owns the product. He's responsible for maximizing value from that product. So it is the PO that is responsible for creating the product canvas. In fact, let me go back up. Where is this one? yeah, that's why people run away from PO and rather do Scrum Master, because the work there is a lot. Okay, so yeah, the PO is responsible for maximizing value of the product. The PO is responsible for ensuring that the clarity, the explanation, the team understands what is to be achieved. So the product canvas, all these deliverables, product canvas, the persona mapping, all those things are the responsibility of the PO. However, the designs, the preliminary designs, anything design has to do with the developers. Now, the PO ideally should not do those things alone, right? But in terms of being accountable, he's the one accountable for it. In terms of working with the rest of the team, other team members need to be sure, like they need to participate and collaborate and come up, because two heads will always be better than one, right? So it will be good for everybody on the team to sit down on a round table, discuss the different users, as a trunk user, as a driver, what is expected. The PO will get more value when he discusses with the entire team, but it's the PO that owns it. I don't know if I've answered the question.
Yes, thank you so much. That's
okay. RT, do you want to chime in anything?
Yeah, exactly what you said. The product owner is responsible for anything product, including the product backlog. So the way you guys were doing your simulation, the Scrum Master going to the backlog and the Scrum Master actually sharing their screen and opening the user stories, and the product owner is then just mentioning a few things. In the real world, the backlog refinement, the product owner will be sharing their screen, giving all the information, clarity to that specific user story, all the user stories that they're going to bring up for that backlog refinement session. The only thing the Scrum Master is majorly going to be doing at that backlog refinement is basically conducting the planning poker. So ensuring everybody understands, gets the scope of that user story, and then presenting the planning poker, obviously not exposing it so it doesn't influence each team's voting, and then exposes the cards when it's supposed to be exposed, and then puts in the user story accordingly. And that's what the Scrum Master usually does on the refinement session. But yeah, exactly what the coach said.
Thank you, RTE. Thank you. And thank you, Nicola, for that question, because that will lead me to the next segment of this meeting. We have 6 more minutes before we close. Okay. So it's very important for us to know what our responsibility is, or our responsibilities are. English is not my first language, sorry guys. And what our responsibilities are when it comes to the roles that are advertised. And that's why I found this really interesting today, and I posted it on the chat, because these are all low-hanging fruits. First of all, is remote. Secondly, it's just so easy. And you guys will attest to this, because I'm going to ask 2 teams that presented today. So I'll read it out, and then team X and Y, let me know if these things are doable, and if you feel like you're ready to jump into the market, because there's no perfect time to be ready, right? The sooner you start having these interviews and using them as a learning opportunity, the better for everyone. Don't wait until last minute before you start applying. Okay. Livio is currently looking for highly skilled Scrum Masters to join our team with prior experience in the financial industry. The company offers you the opportunity to be surrounded by a strong team that will take you further. We currently have different opportunities. Responsibilities: actively create and maintain the culture within the squad based on the organization and agile leadership behaviors. Ensures that the team is fully functional and productive. Facilitate sprint planning, stand-ups, retrospectives, and other agile ceremonies. Remove barriers and resolves impediments. Engage with agile coaches to help identify and deliver against training needs to support agile practices. Coach the squad members and provide constructive feedback to help drive agile maturity. And what is agile maturity? That's that wheel I showed us about culture, clarity, performance that we just voted on. Maintain and update squad process metrics and artifacts to ensure accurate and transparent communications to product owner and other stakeholders. Skills required: strong knowledge of agile and agile frameworks. Please try and do your certifications and trainings this weekend or as soon as possible. In-depth knowledge of Scrum from trainings and certifications again. Familiar with other frameworks, Kanban, XP, Lean, trainings and certifications. You can't run away from it. Jira master. We are getting the hang of Jira. Strong understanding of software development lifecycle methodologies with track record of high quality deliverables. We are getting used to this. Excellent presentation skills, ability to communicate in a clear and concise manner, individually or in front of a group. We're getting used to this. Experience working with global teams, both virtual and co-located teams. We're getting used to this. Strong interpersonal skills with an ability to collaborate with clients, global teams, and senior managers. Strong attention to detail and commitment to delivering high quality business solutions. Proficient with Microsoft Office, for real, Microsoft Office that we've been using since primary school, including Excel and Visio. You can train yourself on Visio on YouTube. So Team X and Team Y, how do you feel with this job description? The floor is open to discuss.
Yeah.
You want to emphasize on the A, yeah?
Kola, please emphasize on the yeah. What does yeah mean? Please just explain. Are you comfortable with this?
Yeah, that's what it means. I'm good. I'm comfortable with it.
Great.
I think personally, I would say that we're getting there. I mean, I can see, like, I would say, a huge difference from when I started. First of all, we're doing a lot of presentations, so that helps our communication skills. Like we've done 2 presentations now, and as you all attested, we have improved greatly. Thank you very much for that. But so I think with this, as well as I can still remember when I first joined, I didn't have the slightest idea how to use Jira. We all kind of tested in our team that we were basically the blind leading the blind, but now we are so like fluent in Jira and be able to go around. So we are I think most of the things here, I would say probably like a 7 over 10 we can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so someone spoke from Team X and someone spoke from Team Y. Is that correct?
Oh, we're both from Team X, I believe. Kola, was it? Yeah.
Team Y, please, need your comments on this.
Yeah, well, basically, my name is Joel. Basically, for me, I think I'm not ready yet. Still have a lot of work to do regarding this. So, yeah. Okay,
cool. Okay, first of all, from our calendar, you all have 8 meeting times. So far, out of the 8, you've done 2, and you've all attested to the fact that you are not the same person that started when you were at ground zero, right? My advice would be enter the job market and fail fast. What does that mean? It means get your resume dusted, get your interview skills on point, start preparing, and don't feel like your first interview is going to nail you that job. What is going to help you with is like going to swim, right? Most swimming pools have showers in front of them. The reason for those showers is so that before you jump into the pool and when you're ready to swim, your body would not just get shocked or something, right? That's the same way it is with interviewing. Use some of those interviews to get your body wet for the main one when you dive into swim, when you feel like you're ready. There are some people I've worked with, they usually mention that they didn't feel like they were ready until after 2 years. please don't wait for yourself for 2 years to pass before you feel like you're ready, right? Because to be honest with you, there's never a time when you're perfectly ready. So it's best to just get your feet wet, get used to the interview questions being thrown at you, and just continue to gain solid ground, because there's never a perfect time. I feel like you guys are doing great, in my own personal opinion, but it's all up to you. I just wanted to draw your attention to how easy the job descriptions look. But does anyone have any questions, feedback, or comments? Because we're about to close.
I wanted to just ask with respect to because they said, stronger understanding of software development lifecycle. So I kind of find it difficult to showcase how exactly you can show that you have that particular skill.
Okay.
Because I think it was in Team White, they mentioned it, they kind of alluded to it, we're actually designing now, very soon we'll implement and test, but, how exactly would you kind of showcase that in your resume kind of?
Artie, do you want to chime in?
Yeah, sorry, can you repeat that question? Sorry.
Okay, so I said that in this particular job description, I kind of see that they asked for, showcasing that you understand software development lifecycle methodologies. So I was saying that I noticed that Team Y alluded to that, they're saying, oh, okay, we're designing now, we'll soon implement and test. But how exactly do you kind of input that in your resume?
So basically, in whether in Scrum or in any methodology, there must be a software development life cycle. There must be a circle. It's like a process. So if you read a little bit about it, if you just put SDLC on Google, it will show you what it means. So there's different ones for Agile. There's different ones, okay, there we go. She's doing it right there. Right there. So right there tells you what it means. And it's the same thing for Scrum, Waterfall. So this is your SDLC right here. So implementation, testing, integration, maintenance, planning, analysis, and design. This is what SDLC is right here. So your project has to go through these phases. This is the software development lifecycle right there. It goes through these phases for you to have what you call a product increment. So it has to go through the testing phase. It has to go to the maintenance phase. It has to go through the planning phase. You have to analyze it. You have to design. You have to implement it. So knowing exactly the root of your project with your stakeholders telling you what it is, and then implementing these steps into producing it will give you the software development lifecycle. So basically just knowing this, even just knowing the words, knowing from 1 to 3 to 6 in an interview, stating them, you've won them over. You don't need to know details. Scrum Masters do not have to be technical. You don't have to describe to them about how the design will go. Just stating, we'll do planning and analysis, design, will win you the interview right away. So a Scrum Master is never technical. But once you get into the job, you're going to see yourself craving for more technical knowledge. When you see your developers working, you're going to want to know what they're talking about when they're talking about Lambda and coding. So just familiar yourself with these words and familiar yourself with these processes in this circle. And when you're doing your interview, mention a few of them, you're a pro.
Just mention all of them, not even a few, so that you sound more like a pro than the next person they're about to interview. But just to add to what the RTE has said, you don't need to be technical at all. See, these 6 stages in your software development lifecycle, know them, know what the words, know them: planning, analysis, design, implementation, testing, integration, and maintenance. See, your ceremonies cover all these. In your sprint planning session, you guys know that for a 2-week cadence sprint, you have 4 hours to plan your sprint. In that 4 hours, you guys usually touch upon planning, analysis, and design. By the time you start your sprint on Jira, you have already unknowingly entered this stage, number 4, implementation, right? That's where you start getting everybody's updates yesterday, today, impediments, blockers. You're already here. You're also touching on testing as well, doing your daily Scrum and maintenance, right? Then by the time you get to sprint review, which is what we're coming to on Tuesday, you've gone through 1 PI, right? I don't know who asked that question. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Does anyone have any question? Thank you for the question. That was actually a very great question. So please know your SDLC. You see, that job description, always get familiar to what is being asked in your job description. And notice that in that job description, there was nothing technical. They didn't say you need to be Einstein or you need to be Socrates or any of those Greek philosophers. But does anyone have any questions? Because we've gone 7 minutes over time. No? Thank you, everyone, did you have a good session? Did we enjoy today's session? I just need that feedback.
Yes.
Yes, we did. I did.
I did.
Okay, thank you so much.
Me too.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Good job, everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.
Mm.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.